Hello and welcome to this webinar. This is Gregory Brennan with Virginia Clean Cities. Today we are going to hear a presentation from Chris Johnson with Dominion Energy about the Virginia Electric Vehicle Charging Access Program, specifically relating to fleet charging. Chris will go over the program, how to apply, and how it might apply to you and your fleet. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below or email us directly. Our emails and the information for these programs are in the video description below. All right, and with that, I'll pass it over to Chris.
No, perfect. Thanks. So just a little bit of background of kind of what I'll be covering today. Dominion Energy, known as a utility provider, we have an electrification team that started a couple of years ago with the hopes of kind of expanding EV access to our commercial and residential customers. Myself, I oversee our fleet charging program and program initiatives. Today specifically, we'll be talking about our EV charging access program, which helps bring EV charging to communities that need it the most by offering kind of free installation and maintenance of EV charging stations with the goal to support equitable access for all EV charging initiatives. This program is available to all our fleet and, well, not public and workplace. We do have a access program that supports commercial application as well, which my colleague Stephen handles. And there is the ability, even if you do not have a fleet, but you have another commercial entity or business that you want to participate in this program, we do offer it. There are 10 spots available for our level 2 and multifamily customers, as well as commercial customers if you want to apply at your business for your employees or to help support your green initiatives that companies have. Today, we'll specifically be talking about the fleet portion, which we have 10 spots available, in which we will be providing no cost installation to customers who qualify. That'll include maintenance of the EV chargers at no cost. Typically, there is no cost of the utility infrastructure, assuming that it is a standard construction build, which we will kind of go over briefly with some of the information that I will share with you today. The customer, being yourselves who apply, will have full control of charging control over the chargers that you select. And even if you aren't selected, or if you want more information, or if you don't know if you're a good candidate to go forward with this initiative, we do offer a fleet advisory service that is at no cost to the customer, offered through our partners with clear results. It's a great starting point. It's kind of where I started the presentation today, where you can look at some of the operations, scope, cost, benefit analysis, emission reductions, overall return on investments, any other savings that you could get from making this transition to fleet electrification if you haven't already, because we do work with existing EV fleets as well. So I generally go over this background for all the customers, assuming that there's a wide range of EV knowledge in the room right now. Some of us may be experts. Some of us may have none, no experience at all. But as a part of this program, we do offer level 2 chargers, which support most light and medium duty fleets. It's great for the overnight charging depot model. If you have, fleet vehicles that are going to leave your facility, maybe go out for the day, run anywhere 80 to 180 miles, and then at the end of the day, they return to your fleet. You can charge them up as well. Charge them up with level 2 chargers, or if you have, a higher demand or more commercial or industrial vehicles, we do offer DC fast charging as a part of this program as well. That's a little bit quicker of a charging turnaround, and it does support most of our larger vehicles in your fleet. This slide just kind of recaps a little bit what I said. It gives them a realistic feel. I know the other version of the animated is kind of cool, but this is kind of what they actually look like in the field for those who aren't familiar. On the left, we offer for level 2 Tesla and ChargePoint. And then for the DC fast charging, which is the third option on the right, that is the ChargePoint CPE 280. That is the DCFC version of the fast charging that I just mentioned before in the previous slide. So a little bit of background on what is actually covered by the program. Typically, if you wanted to install EV charging at your location, you would contact Dominion Energy. We would see if you had adequate electrical distribution that would be adequate to feed your facility and the chargers that we plan to install. Typically, we do give this to the customers at no cost. We give you guys a credit for the EV charging that you're going to install. In this specific case, as long as you're not asking us to go, a mile and a half to a non-preferred location, we would give this to you guys free as a part of this EV charging access program. And I will say that regardless if you apply for this and get selected or not, that we do have a charging infrastructure program that the utility infrastructure is typically still applied with some revenue and can be free for the customers. The EV supply infrastructure, our electric vehicle supply infrastructure, that is going to be after the utility infrastructure you see on your right, in this case, would be a underground transformer that will support the charging infrastructure. And then that goes to a secondary cabinet, which could be a CT cabinet. It could be a 400 amp panel. We have 4 approved electrical contractors that we work with as a part of this program. Depending on your time, needs, locality, we vet out those contractors. And as a part of this program, everything that you see there with this metering enclosure and section B right here would be included at no cost to the customer if selected as a qualified applicant. And then from step B is where we get into the actual charging infrastructure. So that is where the customer would determine whether you wanted level 2 or DCFC fast charging. We would provide these chargers to you and then maintain them over a course of a 10-year period at no cost to the customer at all. So that's one of the primary benefits of being able to apply for this program and be selected. And this slide just kind of shows, step A, step B, step C. Starts with the utility infrastructure, then it goes to a designated power meter, which is one of the requirements of the program. We would want you guys to have a designated power meter. That way we can track the EV charging usage that you guys select from the charging that's applied at the workplace. And then lastly, here is kind of the program participation requirements. So some of the criteria that go into whether you are in a environmental justice or EV access selected EJ community, we have census tracking data that tracks low incomes, disadvantaged communities of color, that is located on our website on this EV capacity map. You would simply just type in your address of your business to see if you are qualified. This is one of the only metrics that we use to see if you're qualified. The screen will turn blue. There's a layer called EJ Communities. You need to make sure that that layer is on. And then you see these little Ys that I circled. If you have a Y and that layer is blue, then you are typically going to be located and qualify as a qualified applicant to be able to submit an application for this program. Please don't pay attention to the hosting capacity available. While it is important, it typically doesn't exclude you from being able to participate in this program if you are not located in an area that doesn't have great hosting capacity availability. Dominion Energy is the electric distribution provider. We will do our best to get you the needs of this program if selected as a successful applicant. Other eligibility requirements, just so everybody knows, you must be a commercial or industrial customer. This does not apply to our residential area, although we do have a low-income residential program that does allow candidates that are successfully selected over there to apply for free infrastructure as well. You do have to be an authorized decision maker on the site. So you cannot act as a contractor on behalf of the site owner. The site owner or the property owner would have to act and submit this application. You do have to select a minimum of 2 charging stations. That could be 2 level 2 pedestals or 2 DCFC pedestals. The choice is up to you. And you would have to work with one of our approved contractors as a part of this program. I know I've had questions in the past. Can you guys bring your own contractor? Or what if I'm a contractor and I want to do the work as a part of this specific program? Dominion will be the ones using our approved electrical contractors to give you guys this benefit of this program. And then another question that was kind of asked is for easements to the property. If we have to install electric distribution facilities on your property, we typically require that you grant us an easement to be able to do so. It's not an easement to take over your whole property. It's typically 15 feet in width if it's underground, or maybe 30 feet in width if we decide to go overhead to feed your facility. And then lastly, we require that you agree to our terms and conditions, which are pretty standard boilerplate terms and conditions that basically allow us access to be able to serve the chargers and be able to provide you power to those chargers throughout the course and the duration of this 10-year program. This is kind of the customer journey. I'll kind of go over it real fast. As you get to the EV hosting capacity, as you leave this meeting, you would check to see if you're an eligible candidate. Then you would submit an application. Our internal team would then review that application, and then I think the applications have to be submitted by April 30th. We would try to make selections no later than May 30th, and then notify customers. From there, you will work with either myself or another colleague to then locate where the best place is to put these chargers on your facility, or if it's the case where you are not sure about the fleet requirements that you need and you want to work with our advisory services and Clear Result, then we could start that process as well to talk about converting your existing our existing fleet vehicles to electric to be able to participate in this program. From there, you would sign the terms and conditions that said that we offer this program to you at no service. It is a 10-year program, which means that the chargers need to stay on your site for the duration of the 10-year contract term. And then we would issue a notice to proceed to our electrical contractors to begin site infrastructure and site readiness to get you guys the chargers that you would need. This slide just kind of highlights some of the timelines that I just spoke about. And from there, I think is probably a good place. I've done a good amount of talking. I know that questions probably have arisen, but I think we can open it up for any questions that you may have at this time.
Thank you so much for tuning into this webinar. If you have any additional questions, like I said in the beginning, please leave them below as a comment, or you can email one of us directly, as our contact information is in the video description. There are also links to the program and how you can apply. And if you need help with your application, please reach out to me, Gregory Brennan, and we can help you walk through the application process. All right, thank you so much. Have a good day.